I'm Jen Newton, registered dietitian at the Skylights Wellness Center. We're in the kitchen today to talk about eggs. So February is American Heart Month, and in recognition of that, I wanted to take some time to maybe dispel some myths that are out there surrounding eggs, and also to show how we can make some small modifications to some traditional recipes, make them healthier for our heart, and things that we're going to really enjoy and find delicious. So first, we're going to make today an avocado egg salad. Now, maybe that sounds a little strange to you at first, but I assure you it's absolutely delicious. Like I said, we're showcasing the eggs. We are going to be hard boiling some eggs, and I'll give you a few tips about that in a minute. But let's talk about the egg itself. So egg is what we call a high biological value protein. And basically all you need to know from that is it's a protein that our body does really well digesting and absorbing, so it's very nutritious for us. Eggs are also relatively inexpensive when we're talking about protein, so it's a great way of being able to stretch our food dollars as well. It's versatile, so it can be used as a standalone meal. We can also use it as a binding agent in some recipes, and in other situations it serves as a leavening agent or something that kind of makes things a little fluffier. The white in the egg is mostly protein, so you can always separate the egg yolk out of the protein or out of the egg white and use that to just get the protein source. We're also getting some protein, but also some saturated fat from the yolk, and that's why the egg has gotten some bad publicity, if you will. And the research has kind of gone back and forth about whether eggs are good for us or not. But really what it comes down to is the studies show that we are, as far as our heart health goes, that we're very safe in eating an average of one whole egg per day, and we won't increase our risk of cardiovascular disease. So that's actually a really big win. If you eat 2 eggs a couple times a week, it's usually okay as well. It doesn't have to be only one egg every day, for example. So we are, like I said, going to be doing an avocado egg salad. A few tips about hard boiling your eggs. There are several methods of doing it. You can boil them, you can bake them, you can steam them, and you can use an Instapot. I'll tell you that results as far as the ease of peeling there's not too much difference in terms of our method of cooking, but the one big tip that I would give you is after they're heated or after they're cooked thoroughly, so after your cooking time, you want to make sure that you're either putting them in an ice bath for about 15 minutes or cooling them under cold running water for a good length of time. That's going to help to shrink the membrane away from the outside of the shell, making them a little easier to peel. All right, so we're going to get started with our recipe today. All right, so we've got everything prepped and ready to go. We have hard-boiled our eggs, we have shelled those, and then just kind of roughly chopped those up. I have my cucumber, about a cup or so of cucumber. You can choose to peel it or not. I like to have the peel on it for a little more crunch. And then we have some of our green onions that we cut up as well, 2 stalks of that. Salt and pepper ready to go, and some red wine vinegar. The red wine vinegar we're using to help keep the avocado from oxidizing, so that's what causes it to turn brown, but it really doesn't affect the flavor. So I have one avocado that I have already chopped up, and I'm going to do the same with this one. Sometimes people have questions about what's the easiest way to do this. So I just cut it in half. I'm using my knife to take the pit out of there, and be very careful as you take the pit off of the knife. It helps to kind of knock it against the edge of a trash can. We just don't have one around here. So I'm going to basically just using my knife. You might want to switch to a butter knife or less sharp knife, and just basically scoring, essentially dicing the avocado in the skin. I'm going to do that to both halves. And then I'm going to use my spoon to scoop out the avocado into the bowl that we're going to be using. So avocados are a great source of the monounsaturated fat. This is the type of stuff that's really healthy for our heart. So again, talking about our February being American Heart Month. And so I'm just using my spoon to go on the inside of the avocado skin, just to dump that all out. And do that with my other one here. And then from here, I'm going to add in, as I said, the red wine vinegar. And I'm either going to use a potato masher, if that's going to work for you, or you can use, looks like I got the stem there in it, or you can use a fork, that's also perfectly fine. And basically what you're doing is just trying to cream this up a little bit. So really getting a ripe avocado is going to be ideal for this. Once I've got this done, I'm basically, and you can mash it up as much or as little as you want. I kind of like some chunks of avocado still left in there. From here, I am going to add the rest of my ingredients. So I'm going to add all of my cucumber in there. It adds a nice little crunch to it. Also full of great nutrients. Add my egg in there, my green onion, my salt and pepper, and you can adjust that as you want to taste. And I'm just going to mix that around like you would a traditional egg salad. And then you notice that there's sriracha sauce here. I think this does really well. I don't like a lot of spice, but I think this does really well with a little bit of spice in it. So I usually add somewhere between a half a teaspoon and a teaspoon of the sriracha into this. So as I get this mixed up, I'm going to add some sriracha sauce to it. And I do measure this out because I want to make sure I'm not getting too much in there. For me, too much spice isn't a good thing, but again, it's your own preference. And get this mixed up. And again, you can adjust the salt and pepper as you want, just to your own personal preferences. You could add other vegetables to it. Adding onion in here could also be a good idea if maybe the green onions aren't available for you. But then we have our avocado egg salad.